Okay, got another replay here. I am playing Caitlyn. Got bottom lane. That's what I normally queue as, is support and bottom lane. So I got bottom this time. And whoa, that was a good hook. Ooh, that's dead. Wait, I want to see exactly how that happened. So let's see. So we just go straight up into their jungle. Cho'Gath is mid. This is like the worst timing ever. He has time right here to react because they see us, so he can go back. But then he can't. Why does he go here? That's such a that's like the worst thing you could do in that situation. Like even flashing over the wall would have been more acceptable than what Cho'Gath is doing. This Cho'Gath just has no idea what Pyke does at all. And he didn't flash. And then he didn't flash the hook. And none of his team is up here. They're all just like, Cho, what are you doing? It's too late now. Man, what an awful mistake that was. So, what happens here? Do we take their buff? Nope. Guess not. Oops, I should put the vision back. And let's see, we got one ward. That's a pretty nice ward to have in the early game. Alright, so this is all... Oh, we have 2 wards. Oh, wow. Okay, we're going to know exactly where their jungler is. This top lane matchup I'm not sure about, to be honest. Seems like Kayle would not really ever have enough damage to fight Mundo. I could be wrong about that, though. Oh, whoops. Here we go. Get the items here. Okay. Just laning. Pyke is somehow pushing against Cho'Gath. But maybe Cho'Gath wants the lane to be pushed his way. And that's just how the minions, panned out. Let's see, top is pushing towards Kayle. Ooh, okay, Rengar's really low. Rengar should not be here. Vi doesn't know this is happening, and now Vi knows, yeah, this is bad. You should never, ever, unless you know exactly where they are. I get that you have to take risks, but this is really bad. He's going to have to at least blow his flash. And Pyke can roam really easily. Yeah, you're just out of position. Maybe if he would have flashed here and had Mundo come and help him with the slows, that Mundo has. He was honestly pretty dead once he was in this bush. And he was 100% dead when he decided to do that crab thing. But, you live and you learn. So let's see. Yeah, Pyke is doing pretty well, to be honest. I wouldn't think Pyke would do that well in the lane against Cho. Just because Cho has like... Oh shit, they're fighting. I was just going to say, since Cho has kind of like a better ability set to be in the lane by himself, Pyke is not really meant to lane solo. So what happens here? Somebody messed up. Okay, so they just walk up to us. They just walk up to us, and Zyre wasn't respecting that they could do this. Although it's not even about that, because like, So like this is when they do it. So Zyra is just trying to harass them, and I'm way back here because I don't want to be near Leona or Senna. They can both root me. So I think this is fine, but this is the mistake. Trying to come up too close. Yeah, that's like I don't think Zyra was paying attention to where Leona was. Because that's just like Leona didn't even E to Zyra. Leona just walked up to Zyra. So yeah, I'm not gonna I mean, there's not a whole lot that I can do in that situation, to be honest. I used my heal, but I probably shouldn't have. You know, the best thing that you can do in that situation as you know, the bottom lane carry is like, well, what is Leona doing? Is try to get one kill back. You'll still end up losing overall, but it's, you know, better than nothing. But yeah, Leona shouldn't have done that because Leona's really low now. But Pyke missed his hook, so. Oh. Oh, I I auto attacked Leona. I don't think one auto would have killed Senna, but it would have been better to hit Senna for sure. That situation really shouldn't have ever happened anyways because Pyke missed his flash, so it's all good. Let's see. Looks like we have. Well, they have a ward on Dragon too, but we pretty much can do whatever we want as far as the Dragon is concerned if we really wanted to. I mean, once we get bottom lane straightened out with all the minions. And then top lane. Yeah, I feel like this is how this matchup would go. That Mundo would like. I think Mundo would just stomp all over Kale, but I don't really play top lane that much, so I'm not gonna comment further. Let's see. Rengar is level 4. Vi's level 5. We're both almost level 5. Top lane is a high level and mid lane's a high level. Ooh. I don't like how Zyra is always in a bush like this. Plus, you don't spawn your seedlings outside of the bush, I don't think. I would think that you would want that, but I don't play Zyra, so whatever. I was trying to get them low, but Senna's heal is pretty strong. But it's nice sometimes to have the like the lane opponent be low health versus trying to like save an ability to try to like finish them off, because it makes it harder for them to farm and it makes them more I guess it just makes it more risky for them to be in a situation where they might fight, and a lot of times it makes it easier to harass them too, so it kind of ends up being like a slippery slope, and then they have to decide whether they want to stay and risk being finished off with something else, or if they want to try to, you know, farm or whatever. So I think sometimes that's a good play to use an ability like Caitlyn's ult to try to get someone low health. But yeah, I don't really think there's anything that they can do about us getting Dragon, is there? I don't think so. That doesn't hurt the Dragon. Senna's ult, so probably better to save that for a fight. But hey, that's just me. Oh man, this is a good gank. He missed the stun though. I mean, the hook is fine, but the stun is more important, to be honest, from Pyke. That's his main source of annoyingness. So there's not really a whole lot going on in this game, to be honest. You know, we made a good play bottom lane after the dragon, and then, you know, we've just all slowly got tiny leads in the lane, which led to that dragon. That's really basically all that's happened. Oh, Kale is now kind of giving Mundo a hard time. That was not bad. That was a little bit messier than it should have been, but Vi should have flashed in to get to land her Q onto Mundo. That would have been the way to do it. Ooh, Kale. Ooh, Kale, no. Save Kale. Oh my gosh, Kale got away. That's crazy. Rengar messed that up. He should save his thing, his Bola thing, to for after Kale flashes. Definitely. Then you can catch up to Kale. Misplays happen. Oh, Zyra. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, that's sad. Zyra got caught. Well, you know, Zyra made Leona hit that ult, so that's something. Like, you can't always play, like, outside of people's ranges. At a certain point, you gotta kind of be like, I'm gonna force you to play really well, you know? And if you make a mistake, if you mess up, I'm ready for it. But you know, you can't always avoid every situation, you know, or else you'll never do anything. So, yeah, I think that's fine. You know, Zyra, you know, it happens, especially as support, because if your health gets low, then they'll focus you super hard. So that's all good. But Pyke made a play top, which was pretty cool. The tail end of it, anyways. I guess I can take a look at it and see what exactly happened, although I'm pretty sure that I know what happened already. So yeah, he just roams mid from mid, and he gets Mundo. Yeah, see? He saved his stun for after Mundo flash. That's the way to do it. I can't believe he had enough damage. I don't think Kill did a lot of damage to Mundo there. But he does have only magic resist, so that's helpful. So, we are reasonably far ahead. We're not that far ahead. And Pyke has most of the gold, so that's not a big deal. So they got top lane. We are unsure where everybody is. Looks like we're going to push anyways. And let's see, I'm like very far ahead in lane. Let me hold on. I'm like what is that? 50 minions? I'm like 50 minions ahead, which is like is that like 1,000 gold? I don't even know. It's a lot of gold. That's like quite a lot of gold. Because our KDAs are equal, so it's just the minion gold that's the difference, but even then it's a lot. So yeah, pretty much they can't fight us anymore, straight up. So yeah, Rengar's coming, that's why. This is kind of bad timing for us because they're on Dragon. Leona misses her ult. I feel like Zyra might die here. I'm not 100% sure. Yep, Zyra's dead. No question. So the team kind of reacts late. They started going mid when this was all happening, so I feel like they weren't really paying attention. I am like way out of position. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I had to flash there. That was like really bad of me. But Pyke saves my life. That's nice. He's going to try to get Senna, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Overall, that was pretty good for them. Oh, wait, hold on. It's not over yet. Does not get Senna. See, I come back because I'm like, I'm not going to leave my teammate behind. So that ends up probably being pretty even. Although I did get, looks like 2 kills there. So that's bad because I was already ahead. And now I'm like very ahead. Like really very ahead. So that's pretty bad for them. Let me see here. I know there's a way to toggle the gold count. I'm still learning. I don't really watch a whole lot of replays. I watch some. Scoreboard items. Ah, here we go. So yeah, I have like 1,000 gold. Yeah, I like 1,000 gold more than Senna, which is quite a lot. Although Senna, you know, Senna's not really doing bad or badly. Senna just hasn't been keeping up on farm. That's all. Whereas I have. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be doing some vision fighting here. This is a reasonable hook. I don't really think we can fight them, though. We just need more people there. I'm not 100% sure what Pike is doing. This is kind of a weird fight. There's like a bunch of things going on. They kind of got out of position there because... Oh, Pike. Ooh, that was actually pretty good by Leona. I'm not gonna lie. It's not bad. I kind of want to watch this fight again and see exactly what happened. So, okay, so this is kind of where it all starts. So, we're kind of not really fighting over anything, which makes fights more awkward, especially because we don't have a turret here. So there's like, I don't know. There's just no reason for this to happen. There is the Rift Herald, which is a good objective. So if you win a if you win a fight reasonably, you can take that for free, which is that's worth something. But we're already pretty far ahead. We got 3,000 gold and 2 dragons. Probably arguably the best ones. So we have like 10% more combat stats than they do. Plus we have more gold, which the combat stats get amplified even more as a result of that. So we're quite far ahead. I would argue that they have a better team fight than we do with Mundo and Cho'Gath. However, Rengar is very awkward and doesn't really add much. But you could argue that Senna maybe makes up for that. So anyways, okay, so those are the pieces. But the whole way that this fight ends up happening is very weird. So Kayle is all by herself, right? So I think that they see that and they kind of want to go on top of Kayle, which makes sense since Rengar is ulted and you might as well use it on something. But then Rengar, I feel like this is a mistake. Rengar should have gone after Kayle with Mundo. They can 100% force Kayle to use her ult on herself, which is the best scenario, and it only damages 2 people. That's like the best thing you could hope for. Because Kayle gets out of control in team fights. Like, it's crazy. Oh, shit, I hit the wrong button. Hold on. So yeah, I feel like that was a mistake. Right here, when Rengar goes over. So, that kind of allows us to zone Mundo out of the fight, it looks like. Because we're kind of flanking them. And Pike and Vi are sort of by themselves. This is just a weird fight. It's all spread out. We're fine. Like, we are in no danger. Oh, Senna isn't even there. Okay, that's why this fight is so weird. Senna is not in this fight at all. So, they have, like, significantly less damage than we do. And Kale saves Pike, which is really nice. It just looks like Vi went in there and died to 3 people. But I think the intention was good. We just weren't really ready to follow up. So I'm just hitting anybody who's close to me because I don't want any of these champions near me. They can all lock me up and kill me by themselves. Pike gets the reset, which is really bad for them because they're all pretty low. So now they kind of have to leave because that happened. So yeah, Mundo just got isolated is the thing that I see when he shouldn't have been. Rengar should have been with him. And then it plays out, and then, you know, all that happens. But yeah, that was the main mistake, Rengar there. I feel like you need to play very aggressively on Rengar, especially if you go electrocute. Like Rengar is like, you got to do something with his very first ultimate, or I feel like you kind of lost. Like, that's the only reason that you pick Rengar, is to pick people off and to create weird team fights where one person gets isolated and then you get rid of them, and then it's 4 versus 5 because Rengar doesn't really add to a fight anyways. So you want those 4 versus 5s. So we're deciding to do the Rift Herald because we're way stronger than them, and what are they going to do about it, which I think is great. However, they're going to come up here and see this. So this is not good for us because I'm bottom lane. Not really sure if that's the best decision on my part to go bottom lane when everybody's... Well, there were 3 people doing the Rift. But I guess I just figured if there are 3 people up here and they try to just get me, well, then we get the Rift for me, which is a great trade. Or if they all go up there, then I can get this turret, which is also a decent trade. But I'm not sure if that's how I feel looking at this. So they got Pike for sure. They're going to get Kale also for sure. So it's a Rift Herald for 2 people. And Vi's being way too greedy. Vi should not be in the jungle anymore. They established that this is their jungle at the moment. So yeah, that was a mistake, but she gets out. I would get this turret, but I forced the teleport out of Cho, which is not bad. Could have been worse. But overall, I think that was a pretty even trade, considering the circumstances. However, they get the turret, so... I don't know, but then we get this turret. I don't know. It seems like maybe that was a little bit better for us. It is pretty nice if you can save this top lane turret. It's very helpful for warding the jungle and for like doing Baron and stuff. But then they just overextend. Once the turret's dead here, they should just leave. Like they're not gonna push this turret very well. They have no siege capabilities without Senna, and Senna's in base. So, you know, and you don't even have any minions here to be this close to the turret anyways, if you really wanted to try to hit it or dive us or something. I don't know. There's just no reason to be here. Like, you got the turret. That's cool. You got a couple kills. That's cool. You know, you forced us to, you know, trade instead of just get something for free, which I think you should always do if you have the option. But then, you know, there's no strategic reason or value in being in this position, and we're exploiting that. You know, that's why Leona died, and that's why probably someone else will too. Unless they just run away. Okay, Rengar. Yeah, we're gonna get Rengar. Mundo's might get away. Yeah. Mundo's pretty good at getting out of situations. But they kind of just like gave back. They kind of were starting to come back a little bit with that, but then they just kind of gave it away. Let's see. Zyra might be going down here. What else is happening? Pike is here. Leona, Shogoth. Okay. So this isn't very good for us. Just looking at it superficially. I guess that could have been worse. Zyra is, let's see. Yeah, Zyra's not doing so well. Zyra's 0-5, but you know, she's still there at team fights. She's still landing her spells. She's still providing CC and a little bit of damage. And she's drawing focus. So even though she's 0-5, she still has some assist, which is good. And she's doing all those things. So these numbers can lie to you, definitely. And she's definitely a reason why I have, the score that I have, because she made laning much, much easier than it would have been. Senna Leona is not the easiest lane. Alright, so they're deciding to just kind of be mid, trying to make something happen. Pyke gets out of position, and they do. So that's pretty good for them. However, Vi is here. So it looks like we might... Oh, I missed my Q! Oh, that's sad. Leona got away. Vi is chasing Senna, which I think is perfectly fine. Senna is a little bit hard to stop, however. Rengar kind of makes it hard for us to back up Vi, so he kind of trades his life for Vi. Which is probably a good idea in that situation, I suppose. I'm not really sure if we would have been able to save Vi anyways, so whatever, I guess we'll never know. But Mundo's pushing, so we have to go back. We don't have a choice about this. Luckily, Kale has TP, which is nice. We would have had to choose one tower to lose there, either top or mid, but Kale's teleport saved them both, which is nice. I guess allowed us to save them both. But, yeah, it looks like they're trying to get Mundo. I don't really have a lot of confidence in this, but they play it pretty well. They got it. And let's see, both teams are just kind of loitering. So somehow I can't kill Leona. Okay, man. That Aftershock doing a whole lot of work. Rengar is not smarter than me, and so that's why he dies there. And then Vi helps me clean Cho'Gath up. So that was what, 2 for 4? I feel like that was a very good exchange for us. We're already so far ahead. I mean, what can you do? I mean, and look at me and look at my items. I have 2 full items. However, Senna has 3. Senna has 3 full items. Senna has basically as much gold as me. Minus 500 gold, that's like not that much. And look how much more farm I have. I don't actually know how Senna has so much gold. That's crazy. But anyways, the fact is that we have multiple people who are very strong on our team, and they only have 1. So we have more stuff for them to deal with, basically. So Zyra just got a little bit over eager trying to ward. Which is an honest mistake. You gotta figure things like that out sometime. But Rengar's very low now, which is extraordinarily helpful. Vi's just gonna take him straight out of the fight. We got Leona trying to mess us up here, but she's not tanky enough to really stay there too long, and we end up kind of getting the better end of that. However, ooh, Mundo almost got away there. And let's see, Cho'Gath. I don't think he had his ultimate. I wasn't ever really in any real danger there. So I think it's important to point out in this fight how I am the only one left standing. versus the only ones that they had left standing were their tanks. Well, I guess Cho'Gath isn't really a tank in this episode, but the people with more health and less damage. Um, it's just a matter of focusing the targets and uh, getting your damage on the right people quickly enough. Um, and the fact that Rengar wasn't able to jump on any of us was really helpful as well. Um, so yeah, that fight, I think we played it a little bit better than they did. This is pretty nice, I think. That's all you're going to get from that. But I think it's good to keep trying to make plays, and I mean we're pretty far ahead, so we can do riskier things now. But I immediately go over to Baron and ward Baron because I don't want to mess around with them. That's the one way that they can still get in this game is getting Baron or getting a dragon or like doing something weird where we come up and we don't have vision and they kind of get a good fight, Those are the only real ways that we can lose this game because we're really far ahead. So I'm not trying to take any chances. And so I feel like this is not very good for us. We don't really have vision over here, so we don't really know where they are. They're kind of clumped up, which is bad for us since our AoE damage is not very strong. It helps them more to be together because it forces us to kind of be together as well. So now they can just kind of like roll into us. And this is kind of what I was saying was, you can have a lot of gold and you can have a lot of a lead, but you still got to play the game, And yeah, we have really no chance in this one. That was just a matter of positioning, not really about focus or anything like that. The fact that they were all like this means that we have to basically have someone over here giving us vision or a ward or something. This wall makes it very problematic. Also, this bush, if they can get in here, even though we did have vision of the bush. And it's just like a weird place to fight because we have to be split up. We can't really stand together where they can coming through here. So overall, this is just a bad place for us to fight. And it looks like they might get Baron. Let's see if they do. They probably will. Yeah, they do. So that's kind of what I was talking about was, I didn't want something like that to happen, and then it did. But there's only so much you can do. So that doesn't mean the game is over, or that they're necessarily going to have a better, like, huge chance of winning. I guess they probably do have a better chance of winning, but we've just got to kind of, keep all our towers up and try to get some vision down so they can't just do dumb things like, sit in this bush and wait for us. So they're at least being smart and staying together. Because our team can pick people off as well. Zyra's getting a little bit too anxious with... she's right there, Zyra was... I would say that's like a laning phase thing that you want to do is like try to zone people out and harass them. But when it's like your whole team, I don't think it's a good idea to do that. You're not going to do that much damage to them, and unless you're going to try to set some plants down and then ultimate and then like Zanya's or something. Maybe that's what or Zyra was trying to do, but she couldn't. And like start a fight. There's no real reason to be up there. You want to, as Zyra or the kind of champion Zyra is, you want to kind of hang back a little bit and be planting seeds where you think a fight will happen, and then once the fight happens, then you can kind of um, start doing your thing and or protect somebody from Rengar by rooting him or something like that. We don't really need to harass them at all or anything before we fight them. We're pretty strong. We have a lot of damage. So the fight now starts because it's 4 versus 5, and why wouldn't it? They go into Kale, and then I like that Pyke and Vi just kind of immediately go in and say, okay, if you're going to go all in on the damage, we're going to at least eliminate a couple people here. And so again, Rengar's not smarter than me. I know to stay behind my traps. And, Rengar can't really do anything. I think Rengar should have probably gone after Pyke. That's what I would have done if I was Rengar. But now it's just a matter of sort of finishing the job here. Their main problem is that they don't have much damage. And we have a ton of damage. So, Senna does some, but they're going to need more than Senna to overpower us. And it seems like it's too late. This is the end of the game. But yeah, I think there were some interesting fights here, and it definitely, it could have gone either way. I think if we would have made 1 or 2 mistakes more, we definitely had a high chance of losing. I think we played team fights pretty much as well as we could have, considering all the circumstances. I think they made a lot of mistakes that we just kind of capitalized on. I think there were some good plays that were made by Pyke and Vi. The only reason that my score is so high is because of the other people on my team making plays, and I am just there ready to follow up on them. And also I wasn't allowing myself to get picked off by Rengar, which was the main way that I would lose. Just as far as like my play goes, I was very conscious of Rengar ulting and knowing where to place my traps and knowing to play around my traps, and not letting anybody really get near me. I mean, any Caitlyn game, that's pretty much what you want to do. You have a long range, and like that's your weapon. Your weapon is not your damage. Your weapon is your range. So I was just doing that. I feel like Zyra made some pretty honest mistakes. They kind of helped keep them in it, but I think ultimately we kind of overcame that. And I think that as far as their play goes, if they just clean up a few different things, this would have been a very even game. And it really wasn't that uneven in certain moments. They definitely had a chance to do a little bit more than they ended up doing. But, and I mean, the team composition is, something, and, our team was a little bit more, all of our champions are a little bit more self-reliant, whereas, their champions kind of need to work in tandem. Like Leona needs somebody, and Cho'Gath honestly really needs somebody, and Mundo really needs somebody. Mundo kind of needs damage behind him in order for Mundo to be really scary. So yeah, I just feel like we just played a little bit better this game, and yeah. I think this is probably one of the better games that I've watched so far. But yeah, that's it for this one. I'll see if I can find another one that's worth diving into.